Good afternoon and welcome to NCC Hackney. As we are a couple of minutes away from the championship opener, as the London Lions will take on the Nottingham Wildcats, two teams that missed the playoffs last year, trying to get the league season off to a strong start. Nottingham having advanced in the first round of the SLB Cup last week against Cardiff, picking up a first victory, having gone 0-4 in the trophy. As for London, 2-2 in the trophy, not quite enough for the semi-final, but fell on the road to the Leicester Riders in the cup last week, bringing both their knockout competition runs to an end. For London, they are back to full strength. Monique Esbrand, having missed the last couple of weeks for the Lions, will come off the bench today for head coach Kyla Nelson. Nottingham still without Shania Rose and Emma Nolan, both picked up injuries in the trophy against Caledonia. And Karen Button hoping to get them back in the short future as starting fives heading onto the floor. One change for London as Sarah Amapour and Yasin Bellenbai both get the start. Chantel Aiton will come off the bench for Kyla Nelson, along with Jada Lewis, Annika Shah and Maya Proctor. For Nottingham, it'll be Rachel Harvey, Kyla BUGGS, Alice Fallon, Jo Langman and Tanisha Chambers Desmond. But before we start, it's the first home game for the Lions women since the passing of Dave Lavinia. And we'll take a moment to have applause for Dave Lavinia, the former London Lions assistant coach. As the crowd filling in nicely. As starting fives about ready to go, it'll be Maya Proctor and Jo Langburn for the tip. As referees just having a little bit of an issue. And starting fives just being inputted down below us. It'll be Ian Lester, along with Thompson, Moyer and Brown, the referees, and London Lions win the tip. And they'll get underway with Jada Lewis on the left side. Gets a wide open lane. Help comes from Fallon Chesman-Desbord, but Lions with the rebound. Proctor straight away free off the front iron. And Jo Langman, the Wildcats centre, comes down with the first board of the game. So high post, Langman. Guarded Bellenbai, 5 on the clock. Langman's going to drive left, puts a tough layup up. Lewis with room ahead. London trying to push in transition. Shah picks the ball up, guarded by Kayla BUGGS. And she'll pass inside to Bellenbai. Fallon late. No whistle by the referees, and Bellenbai can't convert the 2 layups. And Rachel Harvey getting the start for the Wildcats, finds Langman, and Bellenbai hits the wrist, and Jo Langman will head to the line for 2. Langman shooting at 91% from the line in her rookie season. 4.5 attempts a game already. And makes both. And the Nottingham Wildcats early 2-0 lead here in central London on the first day of November as Lewis gets the switch on the ball screen, goes to the scoop, leaves it short, and Kalaya BUGGS. So Kalaya BUGGS pushing the ball early. Nottingham going into the side ball screen. Shah gets caught up on the screen. Harvey pump fakes, drives all the way to the hoop, lays it home for 2. Rachel Harvey missed a couple of games in the trophy. And Nottingham off to a 4-0 start. Lions still yet to score. Nearly 2 minutes in as Shah, Bellenby open on the roll. Shah goes with the floater, leaves it short. And a fight for the rebound. Not quite pulled in by Nottingham. And Monique Esbrand immediately off the bench. And it'll be Jada Lewis taking a break. As Bellenby kicks it out, 7 on the clock. Shah going to stop behind the screen. Chambers Desmond tried to contest. Shah off to the right. And it'll be BUGGS finding Chambers Desmond in the corner. Harvey trying to go right on Shah. Uses the screen but backs out. Better defense by London as Fallon trying to get contact. Puts it in off the glass. Great finish, Alice Fallon. Shah pushes ahead. Bellenby. Shah going to fire again. Leaves it short. Esbrand, offensive rebound. Thinks about it on the glass, but takes it out instead. Nearly loses the handle, and Lions will have to reset. With Proctor, 5 on the clock. Bellenby nearly loses the handle and shuffles the feet. As Lions showing a little bit of pressure. As BUGGS gives it to Chambers Desmond. Lions going to switch the handoff. Amarport in the lane. Fallon with the little pull-up. Leaves it a little bit short. And Shah trying to kick the ball ahead, but too much on it. And Lions still scoreless. 3:12 into the game. As Langman, top of the three-point line. Nottingham trying to swing the ball to Harvey. 6 on the clock, guarded by Shah. Pull up from the mid-range, fight for the rebound. Esbrand comes down with it. Monique Esbrand's done a terrific job for London on the glass so far this season. She drives at Langman, gets the contact. It's going to be called on the floor as Kyla Nelson screaming for her team to have a quick word. As Jada Lewis back into the game, replacing Sarah Amarport. And it'll be baseline ball for the Lions. First personal on the Wildcats. And they're sent obviously without Emma Nolan. It's going to be important for Langman. As Proctor, Shah, wide open, Harvey. Closed out on Shah. It's going to be a foul, I think, on the rebound. It's going to be on Alice Fallon for a push on Maya Proctor. As the Wildcats lead 6-0, 6:12 left in quarter number 1. We are aware the scoreboard's not working. We are going to try and get that fixed. But in the meantime, we'll keep you updated. As Proctor trying to find Shah. Harvey with the reach in from behind. as Proctor finds Shah. The ball in the hands of Annika Shah. A lot for the Wildcats. Proctor was open on the roll. Bellenby from 15 foot gets it to go. And after 4 minutes, the London Lions finally get the points on the board as Harvey, pressured in the full court by Shah, nearly loses the handle as BUGGS comes off the handoff. Langburn trying to get post perimeter, and they're going to call a foul on the side from Bellenby. That'll be her second. So it'll be Nottingham ball from the end line. Harvey will pop as Fiona Mills into the game for the first time. BUGGS nowhere to go with the ball. 5 on the shot clock. Langman trying to go left, loses the handle. BUGGS going to have to fire from deep. Back iron. Lions pull down the rebound. It's a 3-on-2. Shah, Esbrand and Spinks. Shah goes on BUGGS, gets the friendly roll. And Lions back within 2. As Ophelia Larda-Lee also into the game for the Wildcats, wearing 5. As Harvey going to stop on the elbow, in and out. Esbrand and Mills fighting for it. Another big box out by Esbrand as Macy Spinks pushes the ball down the lane, finds Proctor, who's circled underneath. And BUGGS pulls down the glass as Esbrand puts the pressure on. Langburn and Harvey fake the handoff. 7 again on the shot clock. Nottingham trying to force Lions to guard late in the clock as the ball doesn't hit the rim. Langburn offensive rebound, and the shot clock will run out. 4:20 left in the first quarter, and it's 6-4 to Nottingham. As where we've potentially lost visual as well. Shah pump fakes on the 3, can't get it to go. Langburn pulls down the rebound, boxing out Proctor from the left wing as Harvey steps on the sideline. Referee doesn't call it, and Nottingham get the offensive board. BUGGS wide open, makes no mistake. As Esbrand thought about the 3, now going to get room. Harvey backs off and Esbrand responds, knocks it down. As Langburn again doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Larda-Lee cutting back door, and Esbrand called for the hold. Second personal on Lions as Deborah Samoye checks in for Monique Esbrand. Langburn and BUGGS on this side. And Macy Spinks, I think, is going to get called for the foul as Langburn goes over that right shoulder. Indeed, it is Macy Spinks trying to come across on the help. As Langburn makes it from the charity stripe, and it's 12-7 Nottingham. 3:10 left in the opening quarter as Lewis coming off the screen. Shah wide open, finds Samoye underneath, and layup in and out for Deborah Samoye. Langman with another board, and she'll push the ball ahead to Fiona Mills. Mills rejecting the high screen. Samoye up, and Samoye with the hand in the passing lane as Rachel Harvey going to fire, leaves it short, and Jada Lewis trying to be strong in transition. Spinks wide open, long two for Macy Spinks, in and out, but Jada Lewis able to pull down the rebound. Shah into the lane, finds Samoye underneath. Lovely drive and dish for London. And they get the gap down to 12-9. As Langman again doing the heavy work on the top. Going to isolate on Proctor. Try and body. Goes to a little fadeaway in and out. And Samoye with the rebound. And no one stopping the ball. Samoye trying to find the corner. And they're going to call a charge underneath. As Rachel Harvey gets into the lane as Samoye jumped to make the pass to the corner. As BUGGS again bring the ball up. London trying to extend the pressure as Lada Lee, Harvey, backdoor, Shah gets into the passing lane, and London have a 3-on-1. Lada Lee makes Shah give it up. Samoye with the layup. And 4 quick points for Deborah Samoye as Langman. Lada Lee from the high post, in and out. Lewis tips it only as far as Harvey and Proctor eventually with the rebound, but London can go 3-on-2. Samoye Spinks is fouled by Mills as Macy Spinks cut to the ball. And subs are going to be coming in both ways. Chambers, Desmond. And Anu Wanru into the game for Nottingham. Aiton, Esbrand and Amaport in for London. Spinks splits the pair. So with 1:15 to go. It is a tied game as BUGGS going to fire over. Aiton gets it to go. As Esbrand trying to come off the screen. Spinks has the mismatch with Chambers, Desmond. Aiton going baseline. Nottingham switching with this group. In and out the high post. Aiton going to fire up the three. Leaves it a little short. Nottingham made to pull down the rebound with 35 seconds left of the quarter. As Mills comes off the screen. Miscommunication by London. Fiona Mills goes to the spin move. Leaves it. Fight for the rebound is pulled in by Nottingham. Rachel Harvey with her hands on it. As BUGGS deep three strings it. And Nottingham 6-point lead. Back-to-back threes by BUGGS as game clock's down to 5 seconds. Spinks going to fire it up to beat the buzzer. Strings it. Macy Spinks long two. Big baskets when the quarter for Macy Spinks. But it's the Nottingham Wildcats with the lead after one. 18-14 here at New City College, Hackney. So about to start the second quarter here at New City College in London. Kalaya BUGGS with 9 points for Nottingham as they open up a 4-point quarter one lead. As BUGGS now in the high post, going to try and isolate, but London do a good job. Mills trying to penetrate through into the lane. Proctor pressuring Chambers. Desmond Lewis can't quite get to the passing line. Mills fires it up on the back cut. Ayton there, and Nottingham couldn't put it up from an impossible angle. And London start as BUGGS kicks the ball away. As Fallon and Langburn coming into the game. As Ananwu and Mills take a break. So Nottingham with the starting five onto the floor. London with 4 of the starters. Just Yasin Balambai with that early foul trouble. As Shah driving in, and Harvey's going to be called for the reach. And I think that will be shots. And Lardley coming in for Harvey. Second personal on Rachel Harvey. So the Lions' leading scorer at the line. Annika Shah, 83% on the season. Having had an 0-4 game at Essex. Can't get it to go to 92%. Shooter as Langburn under pressure. Chambers Desmond comes to help her out. And she throws it away as London full court pressure results in a turnover. Lewis picked up by Fallon as Proctor on the pick and pop. Ayton wide open. A little bit long, but Jada Lewis on the weak side board. Sharp on Chambers Desmond. Lions moving the ball around. Amapour fades away. Can't get it to go over Langburn. As BUGGS nearly loses the handle. Picks it up in a tough spot. Right in the corner. London Lions trying to deny. And it'll be shots for Ophelia Lardley. Second, no good. Jada Lewis with another rebound, and London again trying to push in transition. Shah into the paint. Little fade away, avoiding Alice Fallon. As Maya Proctor trying to switch off the ball pressure. And Kalaya BUGGS going to bring it over. Another high ball screen for the Wildcats. BUGGS step back 3. Front iron, but Langburn on the board. Double teamed Ayton and Proctor. Chambers Desmond from 12 foot. And Langburn tips it away. only as far as London, trying to find a way to tie or take the lead. High-low as Alice Fallon called for the foul on the high-low. Good foul by Fallon, stopping the layup. And it'll be a London ball off the end line. Believe it's the second personal on Fallon as Proctor goes to the fadeaway. No offensive rebounder for the Lions, and Lardley able to pick it up. As miscommunication, Chambers, Desmond and BUGGS, and Nottingham with their fourth turnover of the ball game. As Lions, Proctor, Amarpour, extra pass, Lewis, great offense. Jada Lewis makes no mistake. Lewis hit the game winner the last time London played at home. And the Lions have their first lead of the day. 13 minutes into the contest as Lardley throws it away. Langman comes into the half, and it's an 8-second violation for Nottingham. So London ball in the front court, 14 on the shot clock. Shah will come get the sin. Amarpour. Shah thought about the three, going to shake and bake, leave it a little short. Proctor inside position for the offensive glass. Aiton going to drive, tries to find Proctor on the inside, but missed connection. And Rachel Harvey goes behind the back, splits two players. Langburn inside, foul. We're going to call it in the act of shooting. Kyla Nelson not happy with the call. It looked like the foul was on the floor, but Ian Lester said it was straight up in the shooting, but Langburn can't make it. Chambers Desmond, offensive rebound, puts it up twice, still can't get it to go, and she'll recycle. Good work by the GB Under-18 International as Harvey goes off glass, nothing going. Langman keeps it alive, but the shot clock will run out. As Lions trying to again set up the double drag. Shah gets the switch with Langburn. Skip pass over to Lewis. Shah going to be wide open, but Lewis stops on Harvey, leaves it on the front iron, and good. Great box out by Chambers Desmond. As Proctor going to pick up the foul on Harvey. As Nottingham get the ball in from the sideline. Harvey finds Chambers Desmond on the pop, loses the handle, and it's going to be a tie-up. And it'll be London ball on the possession arrow. So Nottingham lead by one midway through quarter number 2. As Lewis trying to get open off the weak side. Pin down, going to have room to attack. Langman comes to help, and Maya Proctor wide open underneath. And Karen Burton's going to call a timeout. 22-21 London lead. So, out of the timeout, London leading by 1, 5:22 to go. Esther Olawade weighing 17 into the game for the first time. As Harvey trying to push the ball. Lions thought about double teaming. She'll drive on Olawade. Has it knocked away by Jada Lewis. As Yasin Bellenbai into the game, having picked up a couple of early fouls. She'll have the matchup with Langman. Nottingham eventually find the ball in with Langman. 7 on the shot clock. Langman going to skip it out. BUGGS corner 3. Gets it to go. Another 3 for BUGGS. Her 4th of the game, up to 12 points personal. As Nottingham in a 1-3-1 zone. Jada Lewis left wide open and makes no mistake. Second leading scorer for London. As Fallon, corner 3. BUGGS made it from there. Bellenbai with the board. As Lewis finds Shah Proctor wide open on the weak side. Lions not giving it up. Olawade. High-low pass to Bellenbai. Harvey thought about the reach. Lewis, another spot up. This time back iron. Olawade trying to keep it alive, but can't. She thought it came off Rachel Harvey. As a Lions set up with the pressure defense. Harvey cutting into the middle of the floor. No one guarding the ball. And Rachel Harvey fires up the mid-range. As Jada Lewis off the screen. Away as BUGGS jumped into the passing lane of Proctor. BUGGS shake and bake goes into Lewis. Lewis reaches with hands. And Kalaya BUGGS can't quite get the roll, but will get a shot at the line. And head coach Kyla Nelson going to call a timeout with 3:51 to go. It's 25-24 London lead.
Now, tell me what's the best thing about studying here at SBC? When I tell you that the people here are amazing, the atmosphere, you have such a great thing after training, amazing focus on the start, so love it. Wow, man, you're trying to get something, so the extra stars in class, aren't you? It's amazing. When you get it, now, you've got your Christmas hat on, and you can watch Christmas. You know, I love Christmas. My favorite is breaking the ice cream out. My dad has no clue what you just said, but Merry Christmas to you. And we hope you guys enjoy it. Christmas and see you.
As out of the timeout, BUGGS makes the first. Was 9 of 10 coming into this game from the line. And she makes no mistake, and the Wildcats back into the lead. And Nottingham into a 3-2 zone. As Proctor throws the ball away. As Shah cut into the high post. As Harvey pushes the ball. London coming with the trap, but not able to swing the ball out. Langman seals, and that means Jada Lewis can't get there on the help. As Bellenby from the elbows tries to throw a skip pass, throws it into the front row of the crowd. And Ophelia Larda-Lee replacing Alice Fallon. Monique Esbrand for Annika Shah. As Harvey brings the ball over the timeline. BUGGS having to work for the catch. Langman. Spinks gets there late on the help. And she'll be called for the foul. And that'll send Johanna Langman back to the line. As Maya Proctor takes a break. Sarah Amapour back into the lineup. As Langman makes makes one of two, and it's a 4-point lead as Lewis, freed up off the screen, makes the jump shot. As Rachel Harvey again trying to push the tempo for Nottingham, picks up the dribble. BUGGS, Langman fighting down low with Bellenby. As BUGGS crosses over, drives middle, banks it home. As Lions again with the double screen. Lewis misses the reversal, finds Bellenby down low. She'll try and work on Langman, goes to the little fadeaway, and Yasin Bellenby banks it home. As Macy Spinks strips Harvey. And London have a chance to tie it or take the lead as Amapour just about avoids the sideline. Went to find Lewis. Larda-Lee into the passing lane. And Ophelia Larda-Lee makes no mistake. As, again, London just throwing the ball away against the zone. 1 minute 25 left. Lewis this time into the passing lane. And both teams now struggling to look after the ball. Amapour thought about the post-entry pass. Esbrand flashes high. As Lewis relocates to the corner, going to fire, leaves it short. And Mills, Langman able to combine for the defensive rebound. As Harvey going to try and drive on Esbrand, leaves it short on the layup. Rachel Harvey struggling offensively as Spinks couldn't find the look, but she'll find Esbrand on the skip, and Monique Esbrand in and out. And Kalaya BUGGS with the board. 30 seconds left of the half. London no fouls to give as Harvey shakes and bakes, spins, goes off 1 foot, gets it to go. Tough by Harvey, and it's a 6-point lead. As the shot clock's turned off. 7 on the clock. Lewis, Amapour going to go pick and pop. Bellenby was open underneath, but Amapour can't find it. BUGGS from half court. Goes over the top of the backboard, and that'll do it here from London. A strong end to both quarters by Nottingham Wildcats, and they will have a 35-29 lead at halftime. Good afternoon and welcome back to New City College Hackney. We're about 40 seconds away from the second half. Both teams out ready as the Nottingham Wildcats have a 6-point lead over the London Lions, having edged both quarters narrowly. It's Kalaya BUGGS, the Nottingham Wildcats point guard, leading the way, 16 points, including 4 of 7 from downtown for BUGGS, 3 steals as well. And Joe Langburn, the big, 8 points, 10 boards, 2 assists in the first half. Already been to the foul lines for 6 shots as well. As for Lions, Jada Lewis leading all scores with 8 points. And Lions 3 of 14 from downtown. As Nottingham start out as Harvey crosses the full off the foot of Bellenby. As Langburn trying to drive on Bellenby, who picks up 2 early fouls. BUGGS, shot clock down low. London going to be aggressive, and BUGGS fires it up to beat the buzzer off the rim. And Esbran with the rebound. London able to push sharp, stop and pop. Leaves it short. And Bellenby able to pull down the long rebound. Goes to a floater. A little bit rushed by Yasin Bellenby. And the Wildcats get the stop. London 45% from 2 as they ice the screen. Harvey leaves it short. Harvey 11 shots in the first half. And Maya Proctor way ahead. Beats Langburn. Langburn gets a hand on it, in fact. Proctor from the foul line. String music. Langburn maybe a little bit lucky not to pick up the foul. But no one in this game really in foul trouble. Macy Spinks and Yasin Bellenby on 2 each for London. Rachel Harvey and Alice Fallon for the Wildcats. As Esbram with the steal and the lefty layup. And it's a 2-point lead for Nottingham. As the ball fired up early, London trying to press. Harvey nearly travelled with it. Now comes off the ball screen. Fallon into Proctor off the side of the backboard. Going to kick it out to Harvey. 7 on the shot clock. Harvey with the spin and mid-range fade away. Rachel Harvey. As Shah wide open, fires up the 3 off to the right. Annika Shah having a rough shooting night. 0 of 6 now from 3 as Fallon pulls in transition. Doesn't go, and Jada Lewis with the boards. Lewis in and out on Harvey. Proctor trailing straight away 3. No good. Fight for the rebound. And it's knocked out by Harvey. And Fiona Mills coming in for Tiana Chambers-Desmond. Shah finds Bellenby. Bellenby didn't realise how open she was, but finds Lewis. 3 is better than 2. And London back within 1. 2.5 gone of quarter number 3. As Esbrand trying to get in the passing lane. But Fallon able to corral it. Skip pass to BUGGS. Harvey driving baseline, and Jada Lewis going to get called for the push. Her second personal foul. First foul of the quarter. As Langburn coming on to the strong side. Nottingham double team. Still find Langburn and Proctor with the hip check. And Joanna Langburn able to find the finish. Second personal now on Proctor. As the referees clearly forgot the basket was good. Nottingham bench, definitely knew it. Referees not quite awake, but happy to confer, get the call right, and it's a 4-point Nottingham lead. Nottingham into the 3-2 zone that caused problems at the end of the first half. Esbrand off the flare screen. Skip pass, Shah, Lewis. Corner 3, in and out. Proctor able to pull down the rebound. Shah cuts, banks it home for 2. And London really tidying up against the zone. As Harvey loses the handle. Shah came up with the steal, was bundled to the floor, but no call for the officials. As Chambers Desmond back in for Mills. As Lewis nearly steals the inbound, Harvey tracks it down. Going to beat Esbrand and stops and pops from the elbow. As the crowd warming up into the game, Shah off the flare screen, straight away 3, gets it to go. As London nearly come up with it, Chambers Desmond going to drive against Proctor, goes to the fadeaway. Really tough by Tiana Chambers Desmond. As Esbrand working on Langburn. Proctor wide open down the middle, gets the little floater to go. As Ophelia Larder-Lee, Macy Spinks both at the scorer's table. As Harvey, under pressure, picks the ball up, finds Langburn in the high post. Lewis knocks it loose, I think off Langburn's knee. Indeed it is, and it's a London ball. Shah off the screen. Whatever Kyler Nelson drew up at the half is working as London picking the zone apart. Shah can't get it to go. And Langburn able to pull down the rebound as Proctor got a hand to it. As lob pass, Langburn blocked by Jada Lewis, who steps on the baseline. Referees putting 14 back on the shot clock as Larder-Lee pops. And they're going to call something, going to call Bellenby for a push, trying to work on Langburn. Third foul on Yassin Bellenby, and I think London are going to make a sub. Deborah Samoye at the table. And it'll be Bellenby on that third foul, taking a break. Larder-Lee, same action for Wildcats. Spacing not quite there. Buggs gonna drive, floats it home. And Kalaya Buggs moves to 18 points personal as Nottingham back into man-to-man defense. London not quite adjusting the spacing. They now go to the pick and pop. Lewis wide open off the screen, gets it to go. And both offenses point for point as Larder-Lee runs ahead and steps on the line. But Buggs trying to push tempo. She had the guard ahead of the pack. And Karen Burton, head coach of the Wildcats, going to ask for a timeout. 4:09 left in the quarter number 3. It's London Lions 45, Nottingham Wildcats 46. Yes. Yeah, I think this kid's not for low, I just sent the picture. Yeah, try that. So out of the timeout. No changes either side. Sharp popping to the top. Trying to go against Ophelia Lardali. Kicks it out. Samoye long two-toed the line. Fight for the rebound. And Jada Lewis touches it out of bounds. Good box out by Kalaya BUGGS. As Langburn once again in the high post. Chambers Desmond wide open on the baseline, puts it on the floor, doesn't get the rebound to go. Long rebound comes out to Rachel Harvey. She leaves it short, and Proctor able to pull it down, fires it ahead to Jada Lewis. As the pass deflected by BUGGS. Sharp guarded by Chambers Desmond. Going to be switched by the Nottingham Wildcats. Leaves Annika Shah open. Samoye fighting and keeps it alive. And a new 14 for London. Shah guarded by Langburn. Proctor, extra pass. Jada Lewis, back iron. And Langburn with the weak side board. A couple of good looks again for London. As Langburn, the ball nearly not loose. Shah. BUGGS, 5 on the shot clock. Proctor and Langburn. BUGGS, 1.5. Going to fire it up from 3. Doesn't hit anything. As London trying to set up Lada Lee. Guarding Sharp. Kicks it out. Avoids the charge. Harvey was setting up. Spinks misses, but Samoye with the rebound blows the layup. As Rachel Harvey in and out dribble. Trying to go downhill. Fires it up over Macy Spinks. Good defense by Spinks. And London pushing Samoye ahead of the pack. And scramble. Lewis gonna fire the 3. No layup for London. Shah with the rebound. Gets the contact. Flips it home. Anik Shah. And the London Lions supporters off their bench. Foul is going to be called on Rachel Harvey. And the London Lions take the lead. Annika shot up to 12 points, but it's come on 5 of 15 shooting. 1 of 8 for the guard out of Cal Polin. She'll take a breather. Chantel Ayton into the game along with Yasin Bellenbai as Maya Proctor into the game. As Kosi Anyanwu into the game and Jada Lewis called for the tiny bump. Third personal foul. As BUGGS gonna fire a deep three, string music. Kalaya BUGGS season high into the 20s. For the guard out of Cal Poly Panoma, played against Sarah Amaport of the Lions in college. As Lewis gets a look on the pop, can't get it to go, fight for the rebounds. And Anyanwu knocks it away into the hands of Fiona Mills. As BUGGS setting up for the screen. Samoye with the aggressive switch. Chambers Desmond trying to set the room, and Ayton with the long defensive rebound, knocked away by Lada Lee. And it's going to be a London ball. But Chambers Desmond and Lada Lee hands into the lane. As Samoye takes a break. Sarah Amaport back into the game with 47.2 seconds to go. Nottingham 1 point lead. As Langburn replaces Anyanwu. As London just about get it in, avoid the 5-second violation. Bellenbai, step up screen. Lewis rejects, finds Ayton, pump fake. Going to get called for the travel. As Chambers Desmond was flying out in the closeout. As Lada Lee picks the ball up, nearly travels, but finds Kalaya BUGGS. BUGGS and Langburn again on the handoff. Ayton all over that one. Mills. BUGGS into the gap as Lewis hits the floor. Mills long two, gets it to go. As the shot clock's turned off, 15 seconds left. As Lada Lee and BUGGS runs over Jada Lewis. And with 11 seconds to go, sideline ball and a 3-point gap. Kyla Nelson going to use a timeout and draw up a sideline play for her team. We'll be right back here from NCC Hackney.
Big shout out to Jamila Thompson in the house. Big shout out to SPB in the building. My right friend. Shout out to Chantel Jones in the building. Shout out to Jamila Brown in the building. Shout out to Kalaya in the building. Shout out to the Kalaya in the building. Shout out to our Oriole in the building. Shout out to the in the building.
So Lions on the floor. Down 51-48 with 11 seconds to go. Aiton, Nottingham into, I think, a zone. Baseline screen for Lewis, and she steps on the sideline. So 6 seconds, long pass, BUGGS, Chambers, Desmond, and she is fouled. 4 foul on Jada Lewis. Big foul for London to give up, trying to set the press up. So Chambers Desmond at the line makes the first. %40 on the season. 1.6 left in the quarter. In and out. Rebound Amarpour, and that will do it for the quarter. Nottingham Wildcats for off the London Lions, and now head into the last break of play. Up by 4.
Okay, coming up now, we have a quick little challenge. I need 2 of our SMC students with us. Hello, I need 2 of you. Come on, get up the floor. Come on, let's go. 2, what? Just 2. Right? We need a coalition. Right, guys, we're going to play for 3 minutes. You're going to shoot that side. First one will hit the 3 wins. Introduce it quickly and Shabbat again. Make some noise for Footsy and Shabbat on the road. The first one to hit the 3 wins. We must do it in that order. Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Come on, who's the next one? Come on, who's on the 3, bro? You got it. Hey, 3 solid. Make some noise if you think this guy's gonna win tonight. Hey, someone get the chicken back out here, man. Someone get the chicken back out here. Take noise of Footsy in the room. Well done, guys. I make the notes of SBC students we got their money.
So 4th quarter underway. Both teams looking to start 1-0 in the league as Proctor, spin move on Chambers Desmond, leaves it a little bit short. And Nottingham able to come up with the board. Harvey. And they're going to call a foul on the pass on Maya Proctor for the push. Not quite sure where the contact was on that, looking at the replay, but first personal foul on on London this quarter's. Lada Lee finds Harvey on the handoff. London switching it, ball into Langburn, beats Bellin by and lays it home. As London get the switch, popped up with the pop, leaves it short on the front iron. As Langburn one-on-one kicks it out. Lada Lee toes the line, and a fight for the rebound pulled down by Harvey, and they're going to call a foul on Shah on the rebound. So Nottingham with the 6-point lead, trying to extend it as BUGGS off the side, pick and roll. London defend it well. Aiton guarding Lada Lee, throws it up, leaves it short. And London with the stop. Shah into the lane, kick out. Aiton finds Bellenby wide open. A long rebound pulled in by Chantal Aiton. As Shah drives the lane and fouled by Chambers Desmond on the reach. Bellenby kick out. Aiton's three, back iron. London now 5 of 28 from 3. As Langman on the high post. BUGGS. Shah goes under the screen. And the ball out of bounds. As Proctor, closely guarded by Mills, doesn't really want to put the ball on the floor. Finds a switch. Shah drives past Lada Lee. Floater's no good. Shah. Referees were trying to fix the shot clock, not on the same page. And they're going to call off-ball moving screen. I think it's going to go on Bellenby. Trying to free up, I think, Esbrand. As Harvey throws it to Langman. Line's trying to speed it up, throw the double team. BUGGS well defended on rotation. Lada Lee spin move into Amarpour and travels, dragging the back foot. Looks like we've got an error with the game clock. So referee's going to just try and sort it out. So another 30 seconds or so put back on the game clock. And London still to score, yet to score in the fourth quarter. As Esbrand nearly lost the handle to Mills. Now going to drive, foul from behind, and will go to the line for 2. As last possession, Nottingham with the shot clock violation. As play back underway, 6:45 to go. Shah off the double screen, gonna fire the 3, gets it to go, Annie Shah. As BUGGS brings it over, the crowd back into it. 2-point lead for the Wildcats as London look for their first league win in 18 months, and Shah going to be called for the contact on Langburn. That's the 4th team foul for London as Harvey catches the sideline possession. 7 on the shot clock. Mills going to get called for the travel. As Lada Lee, Amapur with the early screen. Sharp step back away to the right, leaves it short, and the ball going to get caught between the backboard and the rim. Jump ball and Nottingham possession on the arrow as Tiara Chambers-Desmond in for Fiona Mills. As we're struggling to get the ball down between the rim. There we go. Annie Shah. Nearly took a Nottingham player's head off, trying to knock the ball loose, but young spectator with it as Rachel Harvey. Under pressure from Macy Spinks. Chambers-Desmond, Langburn trying to post up on the high-low. Haven't seen much of that from Nottingham as London now aggressive with the screen. Lada Lee, rotation. Chambers-Desmond run off the line, going to drive. Blocked by Proctor, and Shah comes away with it. London pushing. Spinks trail 3 for the lead. Doesn't quite go. And Rachel Harvey with the weak sideboard. And she'll find her guard, Kalaya BUGGS. As Esbrand manages to make a high post switch. Nottingham trying to free up Langburn again as BUGGS splits the defence and gets called for the bump. Does Monique Esbrand. As Alice Fallon for Ophelia Lardley. And Jada Lewis back in on 4 fouls. Monique Esbrand to the bench. As BUGGS makes the first 21st foul of the game for London, just 10 for the Wildcats. As Kalaya BUGGS 3 of 3 at the line, season high 22 points. Trying to give her side a 2 possession lead, doesn't. As Sarah Amarport with the defensive board. Shah rejects the screen. Can't quite make the layup, but Proctor with the offensive board. 7th offensive rebound of the half for London. And we go back and forth here in London. Opening league game of the season for both these teams. As Langburn on Amarport, and Amarport with the contact on the arm. And that'll send Langburn back to the line. As Langburn, perfect from the stripe. Going to take a very quick break as well. As Kosi and Yanwu into the game. 4.5 minutes left. Probably just a quick breather for Langburn. As Shah gets the switch. Proctor tries to put the ball on the floor. Nearly lose it. Grabbing her left ankle. As Macy Spinks couldn't quite corral the little tip pass. As Harvey pressured again by Spinks. Chambers Desmond on the high post. Nottingham trying to run the high low, but Amarport knocks it away. Lewis ahead of the pack. Fends off Fallon, makes the left-handed layup, and it's a 1-point game. As Harvey gets away with the push-off on Spinks. Those two have been fighting all game in the full court, and Amarport with the reach. As Chambers Desmond can't get the first to go. London fans making a lot of noise. But Chambers Desmond makes the second. 2 of 4 at the line. 4 points for the Junior International. As Esbrand stops and pops, gets away with a little push of her own, but can't make the jumper. And it's a 2-point lead as BUGGS. Proctor with the high pressure. London staying with the aggressiveness as Langburn And Lewis going to be called for the foul. That's her 5th. Didn't look like Jada Lewis did a lot wrong. So off the timeout by head coach Kyla Nelson, Joe Langman back to the line. And the crowd trying to put her off, but she makes the first. Langman 10 and 11 free throw attempts of the day. And she makes both to go 9 of 11, 17 points, 15 boards. And a 4-point Nottingham lead. As with Jada Lewis fouled out, Shah straight away free, knocks it down. London going with the bigger lineup of both Proctor and Bellenby down the stretch. And it's a 1-point lead. BUGGS looking for options. Harvey comes and gets the screen. Nothing going in this Nottingham offense. Harvey behind the back dribble. Chambers, Desmond. 3 is short. Langman keeps it and doesn't quite keep it alive. And Fiona Mills will come in for Tiana. As Bellenby with the early drag screen. Not London again going to line up, and that off the foot of Fiona Mills. And it'll be a London ball off the sideline. As Ophelia Larder Lee in for Alice Fallon. And Monique Esbrand coming over to take the sideline out of bounds. So, handoff, Esbrand. Shah freed by Bellenby. In, free, rattles in, and Annie Kashar. Back-to-back triples down the stretch, and London have a 2-point lead. First lead since the third quarter. Nottingham having had the small lead the entire game. As Langman, post position on Bellenby, goes baseline, no help by London. Langman doesn't get the layup to go. And Yasin Bellenby pulls down the board. Macy Spinks with it. As Sharp, Bellenby, Nottingham in the drop coverage. Sharp, driving kick. Proctor, big three, in and out. Fight for the rebounds. Langman pulls it down. Esbrand and others in for it. 95 seconds to go. As Nottingham's offense again slowly building. Double team. BUGGS finds Langman. No travel called. Langman puts the ball on the floor. Picks it up. Proctor steals it. And Shah has Esbrand ahead of the pack. Monique Esbrand layup is good. Time out. Nottingham and London have the biggest lead of the day. Cam Burton having a chat, decided to keep the ball in the backcourt. So Wildcats with BUGGS, Harvey, Lada Lee, Anuwan and Mills. So no Joe Langman on the floor. Proctor, Shah, Bellenby, Spinks and Esbrand for as BUGGS early three doesn't go. Weak side board. Fiona Mills pulls down the air ball, skip past Lada Lee. Harvey isolated on Proctor, puts Proctor on the floor. I think Esbrand tried to take some contact and it's going to be a London Lions ball. As Langman back into the game with 52 seconds to go. Esbrand was inside the charge circle, so just the correct no call by the officials on that one. As Nottingham going to extend the pressure. As Shah gets it into Proctor and back. Annika Shah up to 22 points as Proctor wide open on the curl. Monique Esbrand doesn't give it. Shah blows past Lada Lee, finds the floater, and with 37 seconds to go, it's a 6-point game. Nottingham probably going to be looking for a free as Esbrand fights over the top of the screen, and Proctor jumps. BUGGS with a crazy finish. Move the camera. So BUGGS got treatment, so she has to come out the game. So Alice Fallon is going to have to go to the line. Nottingham have 2 team fouls if they can make this a 1-possession game. Fallon does. 27.6 to go. See if Nottingham foul here or not. At the moment, it looks like no. As Fallon called for the foul. And that allows BUGGS back into the game. So London inbound the ball. Mills putting pressure on Proctor. Shah comes in. Proctor takes the layup. And it's a 5-point London lead. 12.9 to go. No timeout. Karen Burden. Harvey behind the back. Proctor steals it. Shah tripped over. First touch by London. Going to call a kick ball. And now Karen Burton takes the timeout. 1.1 seconds to go. And that'll probably be all they wrote as Annika Shah sent tumbling to the deck. So Nottingham going to advance the ball, but providing no miracle. London saying make sure they don't foul. 5-point lead. It'll be Rachel Harvey on the inbounds. Chambers Desmond, Lardley, Langburn and BUGGS. Nottingham, look, some miscommunication. BUGGS sharp. BUGGS leaves it short. And London Lions come back from behind and win it 68-63 over the Nottingham Wildcats. Annika Shah, big second half, 24 points on 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 15 for Jada Lewis and 10 for Maya Proctor for Nottingham. Huge effort by Kalaya BUGGS, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 17 for Joanna Langburn, including 9 of 11 from the foul line, 16 rebounds as well. Both the Nottingham players with 26 efficiency each, but Nottingham couldn't just find that third scoring outlet as Maya Proctor had 10 for the Lions and a 39-point second half, enough for Kyla Nelson and the Lions to go to 1-0. London will head to Oaklands next week for a rematch of the trophy game, and then the international break will go. And we will wrap it up here from NCC as the London Lions applaud the fans and take home a victory and move to 1-0 in league play.